Mukhtar. Yeah. What's up? How do you
They like. We don't come before. Only 50. Albert. I'm here. So Albert, now you see my sorry. Let's move. Not 1 million go up, please. Only come for 4 million. Give way. The lights. Single one. Yes. Where's the mic? The mic. No, we have the box too. So I'm for the code for me. Escape this. What you look at? No, you have phone side. Then this side. Let me. Let it go back. Let it go back. No push.
Commissioner, look there. Also side. What you do? You should be a well, I know. So when I saw what to that, then I will put the camera. So that's okay. No, you pull up. So no, they are. You have no commission. Yeah, no commission on the chance.
No changes.
Hello? Hello?
What's first?
Hello, Alex. Yeah? Yeah, I get you. Okay. 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 No, I'm not going to call you. No, say baby, I only come out. I don't think I call you. Say that put out.
Yes. You mean by put off? You put not off. What you know they watch? What you almost at it? Almost at charge. Chevy. When you are short thin, you not charge the thing at the fear with the fear.
You get 100. You don't use that. That's the first one. This is different.
Alex, come here. Come.
No? The way we call number 2? No. The way we call Alex is free. No, they like, what you mean one time? They on now, that's how I know. Go for the first pass. Yeah, that's going to be the first Alex. I want to be doing that.
Long program.
Yes, I want to be doing
That was long life. Long program, where is it go? This is a long one.
Ballots. For this presidential nomination process, the legal provisions are enshrined in sections 43 to 46 of the Public Elections Act 2022. Nomination of presidential and vice presidential candidates, filling of nomination papers, payment of nomination fees, certification of provisional nomination status, publication of provisional and final certified list that will be presented. Let me also take this opportunity to inform all that as we do presidential nomination here at district level, all 16 elected Commissioner Mohammed Keniri Kone. We also have in our midst the Board of Commissioners. I will start with the immediate assisted Commissioner Zainab Mosiri, Commissioner for the Western, another level, which is the scrutiny officer. We have two officers. One is going to do the online verification, wherein the voter ID cards will be submitted and he will do the online verification. Also, part of the scrutiny is to check if nomination fees have been paid, then receipts will be issued. After all of these processes, the presidential and vice presidential candidates, after having moved from the reception point to the scrutiny point, they will have to come here again to sit and face the national returning officer, who will further do verification of all the documents, and
on behalf of the Electoral Commission, group staff and the Commission, to welcome His Excellency and the flag bearer for the Sierra Leone People's Party and his running mate. The process is simple. We started yesterday. After you've gone through the process, I have simple question. We want commitment and affirmation that all of us, including the Electoral Commission, will follow the due process and will do our best to maintain peace in the process of
reception desk. Can I have a submission of all of the documents?
everybody.
Now the president at the time is
Not a candidate, like go to.
No, we don't go beyond candidate. We have won.
In the spiritual world. That's a nice qualifier.
So this is the platform we are going to use for us to just check whether indeed this excellence and presidential candidate has been endorsed by the Sierra Leone People's Party. On our far right, you can see approved nomination. So before we do that, we are going to view the list. So we go, say approve nomination. The next thing we do, we go to this portal and then we select presidential. And then for the presidency, there is no specific district. So what we have here is we have the political parties all listed. We select Sierra Leone People's Party for today. And then we confirm that indeed we want to approve the nomination of Sierra Leone People's Party candidates. And then we click, indeed we confirm, and we can see that indeed His Excellency the President and presidential candidate has indeed been nominated by the Sierra Leone People's Party through our online. So basically what I'm going to do as the National Security Officer, I'm going to now approve using the online system. So I'm going to check that box and then it says approve the candidate. But before doing that, I have received the payment receipt. I have also received the endorsements, which was also generated from the same portal. And before going through this portal, the system checks to make sure, one, that you are a registered voter, you are a Sierra Leonean, you have met the age bracket, and every other stuff. So they have gone through that through this portal. So without much ado, I will now approve the nomination.
You ask me.
Sir? When the national scrutiny officer does not. So, and then, ladies and gentlemen, it's now approved that the candidate's nomination approved. So with that, I will now do a printout of that information, which will be sent to the National Returning Officer for the certification.
How much did they pay?
Sorry, you describe me anyway. Much more. I have to take them to my boss. Then you know exactly. I kindly ask His Excellency and the Honorable Vice President to come again where they originally started. Another process is for the submission of photos, the approved photo for the presidential candidate submitted.
All right, Chief Electoral Commissioner, National Return Officer. After verifying the details of the presidential and vice presidential candidate for the Sierra People's Party being vetted through our online portal, I hereby submit the printout which has been generated from the system for your consideration. Thank you, sir.
Excellency, I've seen the document, but there are certain areas that you need to sign together with your documents. Before I accept the nomination papers, you need to sign this document. Thank you. nominees present here? The nominator, sorry. Umaru Napoleon Corona. Martha Kanabo. And Dr. Alex Harding. By the constitutional powers conferred on me as National Returning Officer and under Section 43 and 44 of the Public Elections Act, Act number 17 of 2022, having received your nomination as presidential and vice presidential candidates to whom these nomination papers relate, and to which you have stated that you are qualified and not qualified to the office of President and Vice President, respectively, of the Republic of Sierra Leone, the
presidential candidate and the chief electoral commissioner. The chief electoral commissioner will hand over the documentation. Both the presidential and vice presidential candidates. After the chief electoral commissioner would have handed over the nomination papers, the chief electoral commissioner indeed has said that the presidential candidate will have to make a statement. So after that, the presidential and vice presidential candidates will sit again, then we'll give the opportunity to the presidential candidate to address this gathering regards the request and the CC made earlier. His Excellency has also consented to engage with the press. They will be seated after if the commissioner so wish, after they would have left, then members of the press will use the other end of the table. The presidential and vice presidential candidates will be seated, whilst members of the press will use the other end.
I've just signed the provisional acceptance of the nomination papers, as I mentioned earlier, for the public to have confidence that all the political parties and the key players that are going to participate in the process, all of us, including the Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone, are committed to ensuring free and fair and peaceful elections. Yesterday we asked the same question. His Excellency and presidential candidates, we want a confirmation or affirmation from you with regard to conducting the peaceful elections. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and the Board of Commissioners, staff of ECSL. I think I will take this moment first to commend you and thank you for a job well done. This institution has presided over several elections, most of which have been seriously contended, but you've been able to present a credible result to this nation, and that is why we are peaceful. As the presidential candidate and president of the Republic of Sierra Leone, my record for peaceful behavior and conduct is beyond reproach. I have fought for Sierra Leone at the war front, fought for Sierra Leone on the peace table, and I will continue not only to fight for its development, but also for its peace, development, and security. Therefore, before this whole nation, I commit that I, as presidential candidate of the great Sierra Leone People's Party, will conduct a free and fair election through the Ecsl, and that I will do everything in my powers to make sure that we have a peaceful election. I have been here 3 times in the past to be nominated, and my record is quite clean as far as my conduct is concerned when it relates to peaceful conduct as a person and also of my party. And that is what I will commit again today to this nation, that we need a peaceful election, and that we all have to commit to that peaceful election. And I, as the president, will state before this whole nation that I will do everything in my powers to make sure that 2023 election is peaceful. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Liberia presidential candidate for the Sierra Leone People's Party. And now officially hand over the provisional certificate of registration.
Your Excellency and Honorable Vice President, you may return to your seat. Whilst we are all seated, we can give opportunity to the media to ask questions whilst all of us are seated.
We'll start with Oba Ofofala.
Congratulations on the nominations. Mr. President, how apprehensive are you ahead of the elections you're facing again?
I'm not apprehensive at all. I face this election with the same confidence that I've always had, knowing that I've always given myself up for this nation. Like I said earlier, fought for this nation and continue to fight. And I know the people are a better judge than most of us. So they are there to judge what I've done, and I face them with confidence that I am going to win this election.
One of your reasons for probably so thinking is the fact that you forged alliances recently with some of the political party players. And your main challenger, Samora Kamara, says it's all a lip alliance and it doesn't hold water.
Well, I'm in alliance with the NGC party, a great party that has shown itself over the period. I believe that there are progressives right around this country, in all parties, people who put the nation first. And I have said that approaching my second term, I am going to approach all of these progressives right across all the parties, including the APC, so that we can work for the peace, unity, and development of this nation. I don't have an agenda for 1961. My agenda is looking forward, taking this nation into the fourth industrial revolution. So I believe that I can't do it alone. And besides this, we all are apprehensive. Maybe when you use the word apprehensive, I was thinking that you would talk about how safe and secure people are going to be. People are a little apprehensive whenever we talk about elections. That is because bad politicians have played around the ethnic card, which makes people scared and even afraid to go to the polls. We are forging relationships right across, and it's not just the alliance that you can see that we have officially signed. I'm in alliance with key APC progressives like Dr. Fo, Bokari Fo, who has come over to the SLPP. Alhaji Alpha Khan, a progressive who has come over to the SLPP after having spent almost all their lives in the APC. They have realized that the programs I have put forward are for this nation. And whether they are coming from the north, the west, or the east, we have only one Sierra Leone, which is the Republic of Sierra Leone. And therefore, whatever it takes, if we have to put aside our own egos, which is what Dr. Kande Yunkela said he is doing, and that is what we are doing. And that is why he's present here. And that is why Dr. Fo is present here. Alpha Khan could not come because of the numbers. But besides these gentlemen, fine gentlemen, who are beginning to understand the need for us to put Sierra Leone at the forefront of everything we as good politicians do, we have many more scattered in the country and who are coming in their numbers, leaving the All People's Congress to come to join the Sierra Leone People's Party because of simply the program. We had put out a social contract and we have kept to the social contract under very difficult circumstances. And these gentlemen, I want to take this opportunity to congratulate you and commend you for the bold and audacious decision to come over to another party after having spent 60, 70 years of your life in another party. Now I know Sierra Leone is ready to go forward. So that is why I'm not apprehensive. That is why I'm confident that we are going to have a peaceful election. And that is why I urge all peace-loving Sierra Leoneans to come together to support peaceful elections this time.
If these elections were conducted on the economy, what would you tell Sierra Leoneans? What would you tell the voters in view of the harsh economic reality?
Well, I will say to Sierra Leoneans, when I came in, I inherited a very bad economy. One that was characterized by corruption, one that was characterized by high debt, a low growth rate, poor public management, financial management. We were considered the most corrupt country, one of the most corrupt countries in the world. But if you, a year later, we had almost reduced inflation to a single digit. Financial management was so good that we were able to launch the free quality education in less than a year from the loopholes that we were able to close. We were able to go back into the program with the IMF, which had shunned us and left this country because of the same corruption. And before the APC left, they had already stated that we are in austerity as a nation. That was what I inherited, with nothing in the coffers. And within a year, we were able to embark on very expensive national but needed programs which have survived and thrived and succeeded today. So this is what I will say to Sierra Leoneans. The economy is tough. I can understand your pain. Things are expensive. But I want to say it is not only in Sierra Leone. The world is going through turbulent times, and we are an integral part of the world. We cannot escape this. Having said that, we as a government have done everything to cushion the effects of that global headwind, which we can even bigger nations with stronger economies have not been able to resist. But we have taken away most of the taxes to make sure that you don't feel the weight of it. But it's what I would call a polycrisis, started by COVID, exacerbated by supply chain disruptions, and of course compounded by the Ukraine-Russia war. So the world is in turmoil, and because of the interconnectedness of the world, and because we are so reliant on exported goods, even onion we import into this imported goods, we are definitely facing the wrong end of this whole saga. And therefore, I just want Sierra Leoneans to know that we have done great, but we are going against a very serious international crisis that has diminished the effects of what we have done. But even with that, I want to say the economy has been handled properly, and that is why the IMF would come back to Sierra Leone, and that is why they are still with us. And we have gone through the crisis without scarcity of essential commodities, because we have put in place serious measures to make sure that our people do not run out. Yes, it is expensive because we are not producing it. Most of what we are consuming are being imported from different parts of the world where things are extremely difficult, where freight has been very expensive, and so we have this gamut of factors that have just been out of control. I will appeal to Sierra Leoneans that with the commitment we have shown, it is unfortunate that we have an international situation that has basically reversed the gains. But I want you to know that when we talk about education, which is laying the foundation for sustainable development in this country, we are regarded to have made the greatest effort under the most difficult circumstances. Health, we have just been informed that we have reduced maternal and infant mortality rate by a whopping 60%. And as I speak to you, the WHO is here not only to commend us, but to also ask us to teach other parts of the world who are struggling with that. This is the biggest jump, and it is so phenomenal, and they think that this quantum leap cannot happen without policies and good governance. We have consistently passed the score of corruption, the corruption index, as far as the MCC is concerned and other institutions are concerned, which means from 2018, when I took over, we took over when the Sierra Leone was scoring 47%. Today, we are in the 80s. This is progress. So, in the midst of all that is happening, we are making progress. But we have the economies of the world, even the biggest economies, even the strongest, are struggling. Who are we not to struggle? But that is not my excuse. I am working to make sure that I cushion the effect of what is happening around the world so that Sierra Leoneans can at least cope and have a piece of bread and butter.
Finally, from me, you spoke about the human capital development, namely education, when you were campaigning 5 years ago. What is your big platform this time around?
The platform remains the same. Education is part of the human capital. And when we talk about human capital, the human being cannot exist without good health, food security, and in the 21st century and going forward, sound education. We have, because of limited resources and time, and with all what is happening around the world, concentrated heavily on education. This time around, while we consolidate the gains in education, we are now going to shift to food security, agriculture and food security. And this is meant not only to provide food for us, but also to serve as the engine of economic growth, broad-based development, because more than 60% of our people are involved in agriculture, and therefore boosting activities in that area is actually going to lead to helping more than 60% of the population. So that is the challenge, and I invite all Sierra Leoneans to join me in that forward move.
Mr. President, presidential candidates, are you prepared to face Samuel Kamara in a presidential debate?
I've faced him before, and the records are there. I will face him again if there is a debate. But I'm not ready to go back to 1961.
Thank you very much. We've come to the end of this nomination process. Thank you very much for coming and have a wonderful day. Shall we all still remain seated whilst His Excellency, the President, and the Honorable Vice President, and the entourage, and the Electoral Commissioners give the room. Thank you.
Come so small, come on.
I want pull and check. I can't take the tripod. I want pull the tripod.
Pull and give Alex.
No, wait this one, yeah. Wait this one for me. Yeah. No, wait this one. Don't move it to
George, you wait for her, eh?
Yeah.
You don't go.
Don't go up launch it. No better, I don't show you. And I find money, I don't advertise.
Commissioner.
I don't advertise in the boys.
You're not coming here?
You didn't take it.
Don't take it.
Don't take it.
Look at it.
So now go get now. I need the president to the report. And I need for the day for the report. It's so far.
No more points and
Don't tell the problem though. Now I'm going to go now. All that already now. I'm going to do some box sport. I'm going to do box sport.
Get that all bien. All bien. Listen.
Now, the
Yeah, no.
chairman. Now, we don't go before.